A couple of weeks back, the first teaser for James Cameron's Avatar sequel, The Way of Water, released to a resounding meh? It's been viewed plenty of times, there's adverts for it everywhere, it's generally being promoted with all the might of the movie industry, but I've yet to hear anyone say anything about it other than, oh, there's a trailer for Avatar 2. And of all the people I've asked about it, nobody's really bothered about this film. To be clear, I'm not saying nobody in the world is interested in this project, that's obviously not true, but I am saying that from what I've seen, there's far less excitement and anticipation around this film and this trailer than what you'd expect for a long-delayed sequel to a film as successful as Avatar was. You don't believe me? Fine, here's me ambushing some friends on a Discord server with a question and secretly recording them for evidence. Guys, can I ask you a question apropos of nothing? Avatar 2, thoughts?
I'd rather they didn't.
Okay.
Not asked.
Yeah, not asked? What about you, Owen?
I'm not that fussed.
Alright, excellent. Obviously that's a small sample size, but everywhere I've looked, I've seen pretty much the same opinions. But I think there's more to the mystery of this missing hype than just the very long wait between installments. So without further ado, let me explain why I think nobody cares about Avatar 2. Let's go back to 2009. I was 10 when Avatar came out. Everyone was talking about Avatar. I even remember my year 5 teacher gushing about it. I was confused at the time because I thought she was talking about the then upcoming movie Avatar: The Last Airbender, but over the next few days and weeks the rest of the school erupted in talk about the cool 3D movie with the blue people. I even took a break from grinding at the rock crabs on RuneScape 2 to go and see the film with my family, and we weren't necessarily the biggest cinephiles out there, so that's kinda significant. Avatar 1 was a huge cultural event, but why was it huge? What was all this hype about? Well, anecdotally, the conversations I remember about Avatar back when it released were all about the spectacle of it. I wasn't joking when I said people were talking about the cool 3D movie with the blue people. And sure, I was hanging out with school kids, not film critics, but we'd all seen Star Wars, we knew how to spot epic stories or fearsome villains, and I don't think anyone was talking about the plot of this film, or the characters. We were excited because it looked so real. It was like stepping into another world for 2.5 hours, a living, breathing world, almost more lifelike than our own. But since my vague 13-year-old memories of this film's reception in a rural English schoolyard aren't the most reliable pieces of evidence, I went back and looked at a few actual reviews from the time. The LA Times review focused mainly on the film's definitive use of 3D visuals, but also highlights the film's use of motion capture. I want to single out one sentence in particular though. Perhaps the most surprising thing about Cameron's visual accomplishments is that they are so powerful we're barely troubled by the same weakness for flat dialogue and obvious characterization that put such a dent in Titanic. That's my American movie critic voice, by the way. The film came out so long ago that many other reviews are no longer hosted on their original websites, and so without faffing around with the Wayback Machine, the only way we can access them is through their summary quotes in Rotten Tomatoes database. And it's largely the same story here. The Illinois Times review speaks of a wonder to behold, a story to forget. Seacoast newspapers wrote that Avatar breaks technological ground with stunning visuals, but disappoints on story and characters. And so on. Synthesizing the sentiments of over 300 reviews, Rotten Tomatoes summarizes thusly. It might be more impressive on a technical level than as a piece of storytelling, but Avatar reaffirms James Cameron's singular gift for imaginative, absorbing filmmaking. In addition, audience polling done by CinemaScore at the time indicated that the majority of the hype around the film was due to its visual innovation and the 3D. So, what does all this tell us, other than that 10-year-old me and my friends pretty much had the same insight into this film as the professional critics? Well, it tells us that Avatar was, first and foremost, a visual spectacle. The film succeeded because of the visual, and people were there to see it because of this visual success. The rest of the film was a mixed bag, but the project reached the level of critical and commercial success it did, primarily due to the crisp and imaginative realization of its world. It's as much a technological marvel as it is an artistic one. People saw Avatar to see Avatar, to get wowed by the pictures on the screen, which for the time were utterly unmatched. But here's the thing, you don't form lasting emotional attachments to visual spectacle. You might have a great time seeing a film like this, you might get blown away, but for most people, the pleasure here was primarily sensory. We didn't care about Jake Sully, or really even the Na'vi. No, not that Na'vi, different Na'vi, blue Na'vi. There's some interesting stuff here, like the film's pacifism and environmental angles, but there's also some kinda sus elements, like the way this film plays the white savior trope completely straight. Moreover, the non-visual elements of this film are kinda all lifted from other movies. Smash together Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves, and you've basically got the Avatar screenplay. So I think the most basic reason there's not much excitement to see these characters again is that we were never that invested in the characters to begin with, even back in 2009. We tolerated them in order to see them and believe them in this world. And as the standard for mocap and CGI has increased in the last 13 years, as we've all gradually forgotten our excitement over Pandora's visuals back in 2009, the visuals, the strongest part of the Avatar experience, have faded from our collective memories. Avatar impressed people. It didn't get them attached to its characters and its world. The obvious contrast here is Star Wars. Like Avatar, the franchise made a huge splash when it came out, not least for its revolutionary VFX. But the reason the general public was still excited about the franchise decades later was because there was just as much substance beneath the visual. Avatar doesn't really compare on that front, and I think that's the main reason for this lack of Avatar hype in 2022. And here's the second part of the puzzle. That first teaser they dropped the other week, the one intended to kickstart the long-dormant excitement of everyone who watched that first film all those years ago, it's doubling down on the visual as the primary appeal of this franchise. This teaser is just under 2 minutes of visual splendor, typically wide shots of the environment or tracking shots of various mostly blue characters, and it looks amazing. Visually, this already looks to be a masterpiece, but there's like one line of dialogue. There's no hints towards the film's narrative or how it ties into film 1, how it advances these characters' stories. And that's not a bad thing, but it is a thing we shouldn't ignore. This trailer is clearly playing up the visual properties of this film. It's saying, look at Pandora, look at this world we've created, look at how beautiful this film will be, and remember the spectacle of Avatar 1. And yeah, it's a cool trailer with a really awesome score. It looks great. But by using the beginning of the promo campaign to frame Avatar 2 and the franchise overall as primarily a visual spectacle, it's sort of admitting what we knew all along, that people don't love these characters or this story, they just loved seeing it all unfold. And this feels like a double-edged sword to me. Sure, you get to remind everyone that this film is actually coming out, and will probably be the best looking movie of the year, but you're also trying to jumpstart dormant audience investment in this world with a trailer foregoing character or story beats entirely. It's been 13 years. For everyone but that first film's biggest fans, any emotional connection has long atrophied, and there's nothing in this trailer that changes that. Come December, depending on what else they show us of this film and how good it looks, plenty of us might be excited to see Avatar 2, to see Pandora brought to life by the cutting-edge visual effects of 2022. But very few people are going to be excited to meet these characters again, to pick up where that last kind of bare-bones story left off. I've no doubt Avatar 2 will innovate technologically. I'm not quite sure how. Maybe it'll pioneer 4D filmmaking. Maybe they'll actually flood the cinema when the Smurfs go underwater. But this innovation will happen somehow. However, unless the next trailers and the rest of the promotional campaign are devoted entirely to nostalgia-blasting audiences for the rest of the year, nothing's going to change. Nobody's going to care about seeing this film. They're only going to care about seeing this film. And that's it for this video. I would be very interested in hearing from Avatar fans, if such a thing exists, to hear how your perspective of the original film and this revival compares to mine. And also I'd love to hear from any of my viewers who were too young to have seen Avatar back then, or to remember the cultural zeitgeist of 2009. How do you perceive this film? Are you bothered about it? Please do comment below, I'd love to hear. Thanks to all my patrons on screen now, especially Kevin Douglas and Ian Fifield, and I'll see you all soon.